Ethan Katz's coverage. Is it on?
Ethan?
Yeah. So over the last couple of games, Kentucky struggled defensively, but they were able to hold you guys to. What? I'm sorry. But yeah, they were able to hold you guys. Yeah, and I mean, can you just talk about what you saw from them defensively today?
Well, again, I alluded to that. I don't want to take anything away from them. They were playing. They were back playing at full staff, I think. But I don't want to take anything away from them at all. But we had some real struggles when we got the ball around the basket. We had some real struggles. I know there were 4 what I generally would call layups. I mean, not like these are Mike and drill layups, but 4 ones that you got to finish with a good player, and that we didn't do. So they were motivated. They had a lot of energy defensively. They were active. They were pressuring some of our guys that are, maybe not quite as strong with the ball. I'd say that was probably a little bit different than what they were after it, and they were trying to pressure the ball a little bit, but we also just didn't play particularly well.
Middle left.
Coach, obviously Trent was signed to you this time last year, Trent Noah. Any kind of hard feelings on how that kind of turned out, and what can you tell us about him as a person and as a player, and what did you think of his performance today?
Hard feelings. Would someone actually do that? Do you think someone would have hard feelings? This is 2025. I've done this a long time. There's no hard feelings. I mean, it's life. Yeah, certainly no hard feelings. But I was really focused on our team and what we needed to do. Like, these possessions all matter. Like, late in the game, we threw the zone out there, which can be a good tool for us. And we're coaching. Guys got to get better. I mean, we're going to play more games. So I really was focused on what we were doing. Sorry to disappoint you in my answer, but I really wasn't focused centrically on Trent Noah.
In the front left here.
They obviously did not have Lamont Butler for the last 3 games. He was limited before that. Just how much does he change the dynamic and trying to prepare both for him and then maybe not knowing whether they're going to have him or not?
Well, I assumed they were going to play him. I mean, there's unavailable is the only one that I really pay a whole lot of attention to, right? I mean, game time. This is just my own opinion on these. It's more critical of these titles that we give these things, like game day decision. I don't know. I've been in college. I know how I felt on game day. I felt like I was going to play on game day. So who's the game day decision up to? Me? I'm playing. I mean, so there's unavailable, and then I make an assumption everybody's going to play. I mean, sometimes they don't, but they wanted to win. They were going to put their best team out there if he was available. It didn't surprise me that he played, but I think more than anything, aside from him being a good player, it also changes the dynamic of what some other guys are out there doing on the court. Maybe some guys are in more natural roles, excuse me. I think that's probably the thing that I noticed the most. He's a competitor. I mean, he's definitely a competitor. He's started all these games for a reason. He helps them play their best version of basketball, probably on both ends of the court.
Last question in the middle here, on the left.
Coach, you guys are playing a really good Ole Miss team going in Wednesday. What kind of takeaways can you take from this game and going into a team that really shut down Kentucky, last week? What's that going to look like for you guys, and how do you kind of move going into Wednesday?
Well, I mean, we focus on us. Like, I don't think anybody really has the luxury of using the transitive property to their benefit to say, well, these guys did that against them, they did this against us, we ought to do this against them, right? So I don't even know who we play until somebody tells me. You're gonna think that's crazy. You're gonna think that's crazy. I don't know who we play until they tell me. So I spend most of our time on, particularly in years where we're struggling, in any facet of the game, trying to help our guys get as good as they can possibly get, so that our product is as good as it can get, and that takes a lot of time. And I wouldn't be a good coach if we didn't spend any time on the opponent. We do that, but the yeoman's work is focused on what we do, and how we can do that better. And even as we prepare for someone, it's how do we do our things better versus the zone that they do, against the pressure that they do, against the personnel that they have. It's still how can we get to a point where we're able to play the way that we feel comfortable, in spite of who or what the other team does. But so I'll watch this game on the way home. I'll probably watch it again tomorrow. And then at some point I'll move on to Ole Miss, as it were.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.